All right, peace to the gods, peace to the gods. Calling numbers 470-467-8317. You see it on the screen. Live Q&A. Let's get it. Let's see what's happening right here. Did y'all get a chance to watch From Freedom to Fascism? Hopefully y'all got a chance to watch that. Peace, God. Peace, peace, peace. Somebody come in, PJ come in. Tell me how to fight a lien on my property. Go read the 10 Maxims of Commercial Law. And then come back. It's called 10 Maxims of Commercial Law. Go read it. And number 10 tells you how to fight a lien. 10 Maxims of Commercial. And then come back and post the answer for everybody. You know, we got a guy in here. PJ said, tell me how to fight a lien placed on my property. So I just told him, Google the 10 Maxims of Commercial Law, and then maxim number 10, come back and post it in here for us, okay? All right, let's see. What else? Just send out my second treasury package. Can't wait to join back up in class. That's good. I'm having class tonight on YouTube. Having class on YouTube. Call the numbers 470-467, man, that put it right, 8317. That's the live call-in number. Is the number not showing up on the screen? I'm trying to see if the number's showing up on the screen. It must not be showing up on the screen. Oh, there it is right here. All right, come on, y'all got it. Yeah, there it is right on the screen. Okay. Nobody called in though. Okay, cool. All right, we got what? Concurrent views. Let's get the likes up. Likes, camera action. All right, I guess I'm going to just read in the chat until somebody get the balls to call in. Why am I just getting this notification? I do not know why you're just now getting the notification. I kind of put it in about 30 minutes before, before it started. So that's good. Just started the 600 pages of George Mercier's Invisible Contracts. That is very, very good. Let me talk about that real quick. I'm glad somebody posted that. To really understand where George Mercier is coming from, you need to read Blackstone's commentaries, because he keeps referring to the United States as the king. And that reference is a direct play off of the laws as they come from England. And when you read Blackstone commentaries, it's the exact same thing. So the common law that was taken from England. So to kind of get the feel, if it throws you off when he keeps referencing the United States as a king, that's where that's coming from. So just FYI, because that probably throw a lot of people off and they won't understand it, but it's a very, very informative document, definitely something that you should read. I just became a member of the Platinum Plays. Man, there's so much info on your site. I was like, there's so much. Start with the videos, the training videos, start there. All right, let's get some callers in. Let me pull up my area code list. Great, found it. Let me bookmark this. This is my favorite area code list right here. Let's start off in. Let's go to Georgia real quick. 470 area code. 470-2248. Your line is open. You're on the line.
Hey,
Peace, peace. What's going
hey,
on?
Yusef.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Great.
This is Carlos. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm actually in Fairman, Georgia.
Okay. All
I
right.
went down. I, I went down. I had called you once before, but I'm kind of like I have a little sight problem, so it's hard for me to work the website. That's why I was trying to have a personal consultation with you.
Oh,
I
okay.
went down to try to have my birth certificate and
Check. Okay, there's that. Yes, y'all. I was well aware that the audio was off. I was sitting there trying to fix it. I don't know what's going on with it. You know, it seems like every time I do a live stream, we have some technical difficulties. It's crazy. But go ahead. HFRNGMG at gmail.com. HFRNGMG at gmail.com.
You said L-A-L?
No. H as in Harry, F as in Frank, R as in Run, N as in Nancy, G as in God, M as in Mary, G as in God, at gmail.com.
Okay.
Just send it there, and I can read it, okay?
Shoot. He's sending it right now.
All right.
And it's coming from my email.
Okay.
And I just tried to go to the federal courthouse to make them provide me this information. I have did everything. I'm trying to make them show me the contract with the trustee. The purpose of me keep filing these lawsuits and things, and they keep getting denied.
What are you filing a lawsuit? Okay, what are you filing a lawsuit about?
To make them reveal the trustee.
Trustee for what?
For the mortgage.
For the mortgage. Okay, does your mortgage have a MIN number on it? Look on the front of it. Does it say MIN? There's a MIN number on it.
Hold on one second.
Right on the front page.
You say I want to pay you for a private consultation. I'm in Georgia.
Okay. I see your numbers here. Okay, I tell you what. Then when you send me that email,
hold on one second. What you just asked that I give you?
I asked you for a MIN number. I said, look on the front of your mortgage contract and see if there's a MIN number, MIN number.
MIN number. Yes, he said, give him the number. Yes, MIN number is on the front of the paper.
Okay, now you can go to the MERS. That means it's a MERS mortgage. So you can go to MERS, MERS, ID lookup. Okay, and right now, I'm going to show everybody what I'm talking about while y'all are watching. I'm going to let them see what I'm looking at. So let me see if I can do a screen capture real quick so y'all can all kind of see what it is I'm talking about.
Because my second lawsuit was going to be the USC 28 questions and answers, because I'm not getting no response from these people.
Okay.
He said they give him the MIN number.
All right, so right here it is. So you got that. This is a MERS. So what's your number? It's an 18-digit number.
What's the number? She's looking for it. Where would it be located?
It's usually on the very front page of your mortgage.
The very front page.
Okay, let's do this, man, because I got a lot of people in queue. Why don't you email me at the number? You say you want a private consultation. Email me at that number, and I'll call you tomorrow, and we can sit down one-on-one, okay?
Okay, and look, if you look at my name, you can pull my history up and everything, just so you can see what cases I done ever filed or whatever, and I'll go from there, and I'll send the cash up or whatever, however you want to do, whatever you need. Just let me know.
Okay, that's cool. That's fine.
Okay.
All right.
All right, beautiful. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Carlos Dark.
All right. Go to the next caller. Let's go to area code. Let's see where we're going next. Sorry about the audio, y'all. I don't know what was happening with the audio. Look like it's okay now. I'll monitor the audio. Let's dip out to California real quick. 562-9896. Yusef on the line. What's on your mind? 562-9896.
What's going on, brother? What's going on?
Hey, what's happening?
Not much. So, I actually got a couple of questions. About 3 questions. I just want to thank you for all the hard work you've been putting in, first and foremost. And then, secondly, I got a question. So I had asked you on one of the previous live streams you had did about like how to stay private, but the type of work I do is like a lot of contract, like residential work. You have suggested that I should open up a business. Now, in my state of Arizona, they're requiring to have like a registered license with the state. I know you stressed the importance of like public and private. I want to know what your takes on what I should do after.
It's a very easy, very easy answer. To tell you the truth, the only way that you can do what you're talking about is through what's called a business trust or unincorporated business organization. When you get a business trust, then you contract out for other individuals who have licensings to do the things that need to be done for the trust. Everything is done through contract on the private side. Everything is done through a contract. So first of all, a business trust is not incorporated with the state. All your attorneys out there, because I was looking at a video on YouTube of an attorney actually talking about a business trust as if it wasn't a real entity, and it's right here in American jurisprudence. As a matter of fact, let's look at this real quick. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. All right, so let me go back to the screen so y'all can see my screen real quick.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around the whole topic of just staying private.
Well, I mean, so okay. Well, let's look at private first, so your understanding of it. When I use the term private, I mean you're doing things without the government. Okay, if you have to do something where you got to get a license or you got a social security number that's involved, usually the government is going to be involved in it in some degree. Or they are involved in it. You had to go to the government, and it's accepting a benefit and a privilege because, number one, you had to use your social security number, which that right there is for benefits and privileges. So any type of benefits and privileges that you're accepting from the government, usually it's going to be your social security number that's going to be the nexus that attaches to that benefit and privilege. All right. So if you don't want to use that, the only kind of entity that you can get without using your social security number is a private trust or some sort of foreign entity. You only get that at the Philadelphia campus. People refer to them as 9-8 numbers, but that's just a colloquialism. It may not begin with a 9-8 number. The first 2 digits are only there to designate what IRS campus issued the number. A 4-5 number indicates that you got it off the internet. All right, that's all the numbers mean. So don't get hung up on if it says 9-8 number, 9-9 number, or something like that. Okay, that's number one. Number two, okay, you have to use an unincorporated business organization. So real quick, before we go deep into that, let me show y'all this real quick.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, and I'm
no problem.
I'm signed up for the SBC University, and I'm just going through it, and man, it's just eye opening, and I just got so many questions.
All right, okay, that's good. Right now, we are on SBC University's website. If y'all are looking right now, we're in the membership area of the website. All right, and right here, we're going to go down to our PDF library. And in there, I have some American jurisprudence PDF documents. All right, so these are American jurisprudence. Right here, you have business trust. Now, I actually teach a lot of classes from American jurisprudence. All right, and you can see it right here, American jurisprudence. All right, and what it is definitions, nature, and validity. All right, so this is for the attorney. He was on the internet acting as if a business trust wasn't a real entity. It goes by different names. Sometimes it's referred to as a Massachusetts corporation because that's where it started in that area. But let me just a Massachusetts trust. Let me let these judges explain it to you. Definitions and terminology. One of the distinctive devices by means of which individuals may combine their resources to operate a business for profit is the so-called business trust or Massachusetts trust, which may be comprehensively defined as an unincorporated business organization created by an instrument by which property is to be held and managed by trustees for the benefit and profit of such persons as may be or may become the holders of transferable certificates evidencing the beneficial interest in the trust estate. Such an organization has also been frequently termed a common law trust, but this phrase is not descriptive of any of the peculiar characteristics of such organizations. Business trusts are excluded from the coverage of Restatement on the Law of Trust. Restatement of the Law of Trust is looked at as an authority on trust, and a business trust is not included in there because a business trust is not really a trust per se. It's really a contract or a business contract, a contractual business organization is how it's referred to. All right, but I'm not going to read all of this. However, you can Google this on the internet, American Jurisprudence on Business Trust, and you can study this for yourself, and you can find out whether or not this is something that is valid or not, if this is a valid entity. And it is a valid entity. Now, when you get a business trust organization, also on our website, we show you the contracts that are used to engage in business. For instance, if you need to open up a bank account, all right, well, you yourself personally or the business is not going to do that. You may have a manager go into the bank and open up that bank account. If you need to have some sort of contractual work due, okay, you get contractors to do that. Those contractors are going to fill out a contract that's going to bind them to the trust organization and the indenture agreement, and they're going to be apprised of what their duties are to that indenture agreement, and they're going to go out and do the work. This is how you maintain privacy, by letting other individuals who are licensed in the public to perform certain duties, and they do that through a contract for the trust. And it is how you maintain privacy. That's a very good question that you asked me, and there is a very good answer for it. And it is called an unincorporated business organization. And I want you to listen to the name very carefully, unincorporated, meaning it is not incorporated with the state. It doesn't need the sanction of the state for its existence. It operates off the common law principle or right that is protected by the Constitution to contract unlimited. Okay, and that's where the authority for such an entity comes from. Okay, and what's your second question?
Okay, and that's it. And you said that's an American jurisprudence, right?
Yeah, you can read you can study and learn everything you need to know about it from American jurisprudence. Case law, okay, and everything from it. You read about the whole entire organization through American jurisprudence. They have a whole section devoted to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that a look because it's kind of been on my mind. Like, how does it work? This is all new, new to me. So,
well, you got to look at like I said, it's learn trust, business trust.
Okay, yeah, that 98 number. I know you get it through the Philadelphia office. I know it's pretty much like a foreign, like a EIN number replacing the social.
It's for a foreign entity. It means it's not within the jurisdiction of the United States.
Okay. My second question, it pertains to the Copyright Clearance Center. I was kind of unclear when I was going through the
clearance
steps.
Is very easy. You can go to Westlaw, their website, and you can email them right off their website for copyright clearance. As a matter of fact, they have the instructions for it right there on their website, and say that you need copyright clearance, and they will email you the clearance for it. Matter of fact, that's on the training video.
I shouldn't have to pay any fees.
No, you don't pay. You don't pay any fees. As a matter of fact, I have a video on YouTube on the training videos that goes through that.
Okay, yeah, because I was just a little lost on how that all worked, because I tried to mimic
copyright all the statutes, codes, and rules and regulations. They are copyrighted. They're copyrighted. They won't even let you copy the stuff out of the book. If you're in jail, they wouldn't let us even use the copy machine to copy it. We had to write everything by hand.
Okay, I see. And just so I'm clear, just correct me if I'm wrong, please. That clearance letter is pretty much going to pretty much get your name copywritten. Am I right?
No, that don't have anything to do with your name getting copywritten. That's a copyright, so you can use statutes, codes, rules, and regulations. That's what it's
I
for.
see.
It's
Okay.
Westlaw. It don't have anything to do with your
Okay.
name.
Okay, I see. Okay, no, thank you for clarifying that. And I'm more on the third one because I don't want to hold up the line and everything. The third one was I'm at the portion where
Except for value that's presented and all related endorsements front and back in accordance with Uniform Commercial Code 3419 and House Joint Resolution 192 of June 5, 1933. Please release all proceeds, accounts, and fixtures in the order of the court to me immediately. Exempt from levy upon the United States. This is one. You got a lot of different ones right here. Release from the proceeds. These are accepted for value, return for value. Discharge all presentments. Emotional,
okay,
all these stamps right here. You got a variety of different ones that you can use. You can find them on the internet all day long. And what I usually do is I go into Photoshop and I make my stamp in Photoshop, and Photoshop allows me to turn it to a perfect 45-degree angle, and then I print it over whatever documents I need to print it over. Or you can write it by hand in red ink. You don't have to do that. You can write all of this by hand, which a lot of times is superior to everything else when you write it by hand. All right. You write it by hand in red ink, 45-degree angle. All right.
okay, okay, right on, cool. I think that pretty much answers all my questions. I appreciate your time, man, and your hard work.
All right. No problem. I appreciate you. Peace to the gods. Have a nice night. All right.
Peace, man.
All right, so let's go back to the phone lines. Where are we at now? Let's go to what a ton. I was telling people to call in. Y'all like 1 million people called in now. Man, y'all tripping. Let me go to Texas real quick. 682-8609. Texas. What is it? What is this right here? Fort Worth.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's happening, man? What's going on?
Man, slow motion, man. It's Will, man, in Texas from Tennessee,
Okay.
really, but I'm in Texas right now, man.
Right.
Good talking to you, man. You're probably one of the most knowledgeable brothers I've heard, man.
Oh, I appreciate
You
it.
know, I've been on this. Yeah, I've been on this journey for like 15 years, man. I got railroaded on a gun charge and prison, and you know, this information is all in the prison, so they took the prison like it ain't nothing.
Right.
And you know, it's just been a long journey, man. And I want to just bounce some stuff off you and see what you think, man. Because through my research, you know, I just, you know, I deal with definition. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I be need proof. You hear me?
Right.
And the guy that I was studying with, he had me a stack of definitions when I first started. I didn't understand, but the whole thing about it is we think we know these words and terminology that they're using, and they are totally different. You know?
That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. That was the first thing I did too on my journey. I had this document, Creditors and Their Bonds. I was reading it, and a law redemption in court of dealing with presentments. Both of those documents, I was reading both of them, and I understand a lot of the words that were used in there. And so I kind of like, what I decided to do is I read the document through, and every word I came across I didn't know the meaning of, I'd write it down on a card. And you know, like do I got some of those cards over here? I think I got some. Yeah, I would take what I did. I was in jail though, and what I would do is I made these with notebook paper. You know, I would lick the paper, make them into perfect squares and tear them. And I had notebook papers like this. And what I would do is I'd write the definition on one side, and I'll write the word on one side and the definition on the other. And in the morning, every morning I would get up, I would just go through my words like this because I had a big stack of them. So I understood how the brain works. I didn't try to force myself to remember the definitions, just the repetition of reading the definitions over and over every morning.
You're going to pick it up anyway.
You just picked it up.
Yeah, you're going to pick it up.
So I just naturally, then when I started reading the document, I knew I was advancing along when I could read the document and didn't have to stop to look up words. I would just know the definition of the word. Now, also, another part that helped me out, and I just really feel like this, all newbies should be spending the majority of their time in the dictionary because you're learning a new language. And the dictionary, especially the Black's Law Dictionary, it will take you on a journey because those words are all interrelated with each other, and each of the senses of the words have different applications in different jurisdictions. And one of the things you're going to notice is that a lot of words have a common law meaning and a commercial meaning. And usually the commercial meaning in a lot of words is a third sense of the word. 3 is a magic number. So pay attention. I'm giving you a little keys. And when you start your journey, just pay attention to those things. But go ahead, brother. What's your question?
Yeah. So basically, like you said, definitions, like you could know what the word means. You could know a variety of definitions, but you still got to look it up because in every statute, they use it different.
Well, you got to
look up. I just want to drop
the definitions in the statute take precedence over the dictionary. So if you look for the definition that's defined by the legislature there first. And if they haven't provided you with a definition, then you go to the law dictionary. And if it's not there, then you go to the regular dictionary like Webster's or something like that.
Yeah. So I want to just drop a little on everybody, like the straw man. They always people coming. You know me, I need proof. I need, like, how was the straw man created? Where is it at? Where is proof that they created a corporation on that? Well, you know what I'm saying?
Well, one of the ways you can prove it is you can get your jacket and they put a SID number on everybody who have charges. It's called a state identification number. And that state identification number is given to agencies. And this, you're going to hear people talking about the straw man is an agent or he's some sort of franchise, which is what it is.
Yeah.
And the prima facie evidence that you will find on that is if you can obtain your state identification number. People were getting their state identification number and put it on their UCC-1 forms where it used to have a organizational ID section right there where it lists your debtor and your debtor information, but they took it off. They took it off. You go look at the old UCC forms. They have an organizational ID, and that's where everybody was putting that served as prima facie evidence. It was an organization, and they took that off, and now they're kicking back everybody's UCC1 forms and telling them that, hey, you can't file a UCC against yourself.
Same name, the same name thing. We deal with that. Hey, check this out. I done seen you look stuff up online live. I want you to look this up.
Go ahead.
It's a jewel for everybody, right?
All right.
15 USC. It's the Commerce Clause. The definition of a United States business.
The definition of what?
It's the definition of what a United States business is. It's going to fuck you up. Look.
The definition of United States?
The definition of a United States business.
Citizen.
It's in the Commerce Clause.
Yeah, and the citizen.
It's in the Commerce Clause.
Okay.
Look, 15 USC 4724E1.
Okay, you went out for you 15 USC what?
4724E1.
$47.24. These trade shows. What do you say? B1, nonprofit.
E1.
E1.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It says as used in this section, the term United States business means a U.S. Oh, wow, look at that. It's pretty good. The term United States.
Okay,
business,
now.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I've never seen.
That's a jewel now.
I'm going to admit I've never seen. Let me put it on the screen so everybody can see it. What he did was he took me right here to 15 USC 4724. It's under trade shows. All right.
That's your straw man. Now I'm gonna give you what it really is. Now I hear you always talk about it ain't no secret account, right? This is what creates the Social Security account, and the reason why people sit getting rejected because they not an authorized user. I got the forms. I'm gonna get with you how to set the account up because they consider us bankers and we're officers. Everybody are officers. It's a set-off account. Ain't no money in it. When you go to Amazon and you purchase something, you ain't really purchasing it. You ordering it, and then they ask you, is the billing address the same as your mailing address? Because you ordered it and it's a bill, then you can set it off. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
But they are getting rejected because we are not. See, once you reach the age of majority, you're supposed to contact them and take control of the account. You see, with me, I knew that anything that the government do is regulation. Everything has to be regulated. So I'm like, where is the regulation? It's all of it's in the Code of Federal Regulation. I found it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I found out why you actually have to take control over the account, and they tell you how to take control over the account.
We've been saying this for years. You know, we got a lot of documents talking about when you turn 18, you have to contact them.
All that, the age of majority, yeah.
Right. All right. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead,
I got the evidence. It's telling you the steps to do. Everything has to be regulated. When you're dealing with the government, everything has to be in writing. I just wanted to know where it was because I'm a guy. Look, definitions, I need.
So where did you
and if it's an account that exists, it's a regulation that set it up and how you go about it. But once they publish it, that's all they have to do. It's up to you to sign.
That's true. I have no dispute with that. So where did you find this information at?
So it's in the Code of Federal Regulation.
Okay.
And they call them book entry security.
CFR what? What CFR what?
You can find it under section 357.10.
357.10.
It's called the Treasury Reserve Automated Debt Entry Systems. It's called the trade system.
All right, let's look at this. What he's talking about. So
I'm giving it to you now.
I'm looking at it right now. It says 31 CFR subsection 357-10. laws governing a treasury book entry security, trades and security interests or entitlements. And that is, I have a document
It's
on
gonna
the title.
tell you about filing your security agreement, about filing your one, perfecting an interest in the security, taking control. It actually says taking control of the account. It says all this in here.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna
You
look at
know,
it.
but I wanted to get with you because it was I was in prison and it was given to me the documents to file to set up the account. But I never did it. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to get with some real knowledgeable people
Yeah,
that's on the level.
this is like
You know what I'm
Article
saying?
8 of the UCC that goes entitlement holders and things of that. I got a whole
It governs
document.
it. It governs it because it's security.
Right.
You know?
It's securities. All right. The laws govern
Yeah.
security interests and security entitlements. And you got the entitlement holder, which an entitlement holder to me is just another name for saying beneficiary. You have an entitlement
Yeah.
to a
Or the
distribution.
holder, you the holder in due course. Once you take control of it and perfect the interest. See, it ain't even yours until you perfect the interest in it.
The
That's why everybody
interest,
put it on
you
the
have
one.
you have to file.
Everybody's just following the leader. They don't know why they doing what they doing, but this right here is telling you why you doing what you doing. That's what I needed to know.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And so what conclude? I don't see. All I'm seeing. Okay, give me the login because you said it's 30. Is it 31 Code of Federal Regulations? Is that the title? 31.
See, I don't have the documents with me, but if you type in the trade system, because trade is a abbreviation for Treasury Reserve Automated Debt Entry System.
Okay.
And it deals with the book entry securities, which are the birth certificates and stuff.
All right. Okay. They said Treasury, including regulations. Okay, I'm gonna look at this. I see the Federal Reserve circulars are mentioned in here too. Looks interesting. Looks very, very interesting.
Oh yeah.
Looks very, very interesting. It looks like it's some good information. So I'm gonna check it out. I'm definitely gonna check this out. Looks
Very. But the guy that gave me the application to open the account, I got all that. I don't just want to just publicly put that out.
okay.
But basically, you putting the corporation, which is all your name in caps, because you're a banker. They set this up for you to. You already know the definition of a banker. It could be private or public. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they viewing you as an officer, but we don't know all this. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way they can deal. Well, it's the straw man. Basically, you authorized representative of it. Any text you saying, it's saying authorized representative. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So basically, you setting up this account and you're acting as the authorized representative for this public official
Who is your
entity
what?
that they
Who is your
create.
straw man?
Basically to set off debt. That's all you doing. That's all it's for. Just to set off debt for their because the United States is obligated for all that. No one in the United States should be in
Now,
debt.
is these
No
instructions going through the DTC and you got to set up a trust and all of that?
No, it's different from that. It's different from that. All that TTL account, it ain't even nothing to do with that.
Right. I agree.
It ain't even called that.
Okay. All right.
It ain't even called that.
Okay. I
just wanted to, yeah. But I'm gonna get with you, and I'm gonna give you the rest of the information so you can, you know what I'm saying? Because you're a thorough researcher, right?
Okay. I will definitely look at it. This does look interesting. I'm not gonna lie to you. Looks very interesting. I got some somebody sent me some information on entitlement holders in Section 8, Article 8 of the UCC, which is for entitlement holders. And so I'm seeing a lot of terminology.
They actually cite that.
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of information
that in here.
that kind of parallels that. So I'm definitely going to look at it and see how they connect. So you're right. It's a regulation for everything. Now you got to understand when we do a secure party process, though, it doesn't involve any of that. See, what people don't understand about a secure party.
I just seen 1,000 processes. I just see people just write accepted for value on a restitution and get it discharged. And then somebody else do it, it don't work. It's all about whether they gonna who you dealing with, are they gonna honor the process or not?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct, and I'm glad you said that. You're another person that I can tell you're very experienced in all of this, because you're absolutely correct.
Of course.
Because that's people. You know, I try to say that people say they're gonna come out with this process, and I can guarantee that I'm gonna discharge your debt. I say I ain't never seen nobody discharge their uniform across the board. Somebody might use something that work for one person and won't work for the next person. And you read one man out, he tell you that in the beginning of his document. He said, work for me might not necessarily work for you. It's an individual thing. It depends on the person you're in front of. You got on one time I discharged a mortgage in front of a judge. He was very honorable. He told the truth. I couldn't believe it. And you'll go in front of another one and they won't do it. That are involved in this and know how to apply them in each situation, and also know how to enforce your interests if it's necessary. If you come into contact with somebody,
it's a whole non-judicial process.
There is
where you can, you know what I'm saying, go after people properly without even going into the court.
We can go into liens. That's what the lien. That's what the lien process is. It's non-judicial.
And then you can sell the lien. You ain't even got to go out. You can sell the lien and let somebody else go after. It's so many processes. It just feels good talking to somebody that's knowledgeable and got an understanding of what's going on, man. Because people look at you crazy. I hear you saying all the time, it's no money. So people can't even understand that concept. But the old money, if you get some old money, it says it's redeemable in gold.
Gold and silver. They receipts. I like how Aaron Russo, I was just rewatching From Freedom to Fascism, and he was saying they receipts, and that's exactly what they are. The old money, like in the affidavit of Walker Todd. Walker Todd, he said it. He said money is gold or silver or certificates that are redeemable in gold or silver.
Redeemable in gold.
That is what gold certificates are. Gold certificate is a receipt that you got on deposit some gold, or a silver certificate is a receipt. So you can take these receipts and they can be used as money because they have value. So I can take the receipt and say, look, here's a $100 gold certificate. Let me get your horse, and you can go and get the gold out the bank, and somebody will take it because they say, okay, I've seen these gold certificates before. But what they've done is they took all the gold and silver and just gave us some monopoly money, and everybody's using it, and they've made it lawful because it's operating in a territorial jurisdiction of the United States Congress under Article 1, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 of the Constitution under plenary power doctrine. So people say, well, it's unconstitutional.
Yeah, so
I said, look.
Yeah, so now they trading obligations now. Debt obligations. That's what the money is now.
And that's why you have the authority the authority to discharge debt and do the same thing. There ain't no money. They playing everybody.
See, the whole thing is what people don't understand is the law gave you, once the United States said we're liable for all your debt, dollar for dollar, you don't need nothing else. You don't need to create no bonds. You don't need to create nothing. All you have to do is write that on whatever document. I've seen people do it because they are liable.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's the full faith. That's the full faith of the United States. My word is my bond. That's everything. That's the full faith. If they said it and said they got that, they got that. They got to honor that.
That's what a bond is a promise. A bond is just, that's what the word means, promise.
They took all our money. We cannot pay anything, and they said they are liable for all our debts, dollar for dollar. And if I give somebody a promissory note, a bill of exchange, and if they reject it, it says the bill is paid. The obligation is paid.
UCC 3-603B. Hey, look, man. Hey, let me go to the next caller. But you gave a lot of great information.
I'm gonna get with you. I'm Will from Tennessee, man. I'm gonna get with you.
Okay, you gave a lot of great information. I appreciate it. There are a lot of people in chat. Let me move on to the next caller. But I appreciate your contribution to the channel, brother. Thank you very much.
All right. Good looking.
All right. Let me go to the next. That was some good information, y'all, on the things he was talking about in there on you being the entitlement holder and things of that nature. Article 3, y'all need to check out. Go back and watch this video and look at those Code of Federal Regulations he's referring to and kind of juxtapose that with Article 8 of the UCC and the entitlement holder. Good information. All right, let me go to where are we going next? Let's go over to Maryland real quick. 240-57-4753. Maryland, you're on the line.
How you doing, Brother Yusef, man? Good to hear your voice. Good to see you at it again.
Hey, you know.
Man, very intelligent conversation. Oh, yeah, definitely. Very intelligent conversation with you and Will right there. I mean, I'm learning leaps and bounds, man.
Brother was knowledgeable. It's refreshing to talk to somebody who has experience, too.
Oh, yeah.
And they kind of understand the nuances of the information. And, you know, that's good. But what you got for me, brother?
That's right. Well, one of the things I got for you, brother, as we were talking about this monopoly money that's circulating around, I'm trying to figure out where is this monopoly money that the banks supposedly seem to be sometimes insolvent. I can't understand how they're creating this thing out of basically us, the surety. They're creating this particular money. They're not really lending it to us. They're creating it off of our signature. They're turned around and they're fractionalizing it. And then all of a sudden they ain't got no money. And they're securitizing all the loans and things that we're signing for. Like, I don't know where all of this is going. What are they doing with all this monopoly money? How can they be insolvent? They're creating it out of the loan.
Hey, I'm not going to claim to know everything, but let's look at a couple of things real quick. I want to direct everybody's attention to, let me see if I can screen capture this again. Okay. All right. So y'all got the screen right there. So we're going to look at FASB 95. All right. FASB stands for the Financial Accounting Standards Board, statement number 95. So we can start here and let's look at a couple of things. This is the accounting. All of these banks have to follow GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. I'll show you that. Now, we go down here to, I think it's like page 21, where it got financial institutions. Right here. You see financial institutions. So financial institutions, particularly commercial banks, have long contended that their statements of changes in financial position are not meaningful. In response to the exposure draft, you need to research this exposure draft. I have some information on that. Most asserted that a statement of cash flows would be equally meaningless. Banks generally have contended that the nature of their business and the resulting nature of their cash flows are significantly different from the cash flows of non-financial enterprises, and that those differences render information about a bank's cash flows virtually meaningless. Banks who responded to the exposure draft generally said that their cash flows are much more complex and interrelated than those of other enterprises, and that a bank's cash flows are much larger in relation to net income and net assets than are the cash flows of a non-financial enterprise. And here it is right here. They commented that a bank creates money through its lending activities. That, they said, makes cash the product of a bank's earning activities, just as finished goods are the product of a manufacturer's earning activities. So right here, they've compared themselves to a manufacturer. They manufacture money. Now, this is what they are saying straight out of their own mouth. You know, it's not anything that I've said. You can also read Modern Money Mechanics. Where is this all going? Well, I tend to think that the national debt, which is right now sitting at about $30 trillion, the only way it's going to reduce it is people start discharging their debt. I think that the national debt is rising because there are so many people that are operating out there in commerce and utilizing Federal Reserve notes under the impression that it is some sort of money when that is debt currency. You're not paying for anything. These are IOUs. And the only way that you can zero out an account in a system that doesn't have any money is through setting off debt. You have to set it off. Okay. You can use one debt and set off another debt. It's like, okay, if I owe you $500, and then you come over my house and knock over my $500 lamp. Now I owe you $500 money on a unrelated transaction, but you owe me $500 on another transaction. So I can take that transaction, okay, that you owe me the $500 and offset it against what I owe you. Now, the same thing is happening in the public versus private scenario. In the public, the United States government is insolvent. They are in bankruptcy. They are under receivership, operating provisionally, okay? And they have $30 trillion worth of debt. They have created all these social security numbers that are connected to what we call straw men, or some sort of franchise of the federal government that allows you to accept benefits and privileges from that government in exchange for you working for them and giving them some sort of labor or some sort of peonage type of relationship. However, in the private is where the substance is. It's where the gold and silver is. It's where the people who are capable of performing labor reside. In the public, everything is an artificial person. Everything is an artificial person. This is why they label everything with all caps. So you're taking private credit, which is substance, and offsetting it against public liability, and zeroing out the account. This is why I'm always telling people to stay away from the word pay. You're not paying for anything. There ain't any money to pay for anything. You're offsetting private credit against public debt. Very simple. Best document you will ever read is What Does Acceptance for Value Mean by Byron Beers. Gives you an excellent explanation of the public and private play on private credit utilized against public obligations. So where is it going? The only place it can go is we're going to get the United States, which is not us. It's a corporation. That's not your debt, people. Right. That's why they have U.S. citizens. You got the United States debt, and they're attaching it to United States citizens. So if you're not a United States citizen, that's not your debt. They use the process of what's called a novation. Okay, through novation, they have made you liable for the debt. They have exchanged themselves as the debtor and made your straw man as the debtor and as the conduit or the transmitting utility where they can siphon all private credit into the public to pay the national debt. And that private credit is coming from the private in the form of labor.
Right. Do you think maybe that's the reason why we're trying to, well, not we, but the system is looking at trying to look at maybe universal basic income or having the citizens go into this metaverse type thing to have them continually, perpetually in this imaginary place that they say we in this particular state that they claim that we are when we're not, and as the natural continue to acquiesce, that this is how all this thing is going to continue to come to a particular end?
I'm going to give you my opinion. This is my opinion. It said that, if you want to lead somebody to heaven, keep your opinions to themselves. But I think, I think this opinion, it can be based off of empirical evidence and, research that I've conducted over time. And from my observation, this gets into some type of spiritual type of ramification. And that is that you have some being out there who wants to be God. Okay, now, he cannot be God of the natural world because that world already has a God. It has natural laws that regulate it, okay? And he cannot be a God. And within that world, all the other beings are equal to him, okay? So this being, in order to dominate other beings, first and foremost, has to convince them that they are lesser than he is. And this is what I say, that the only way to defeat a God is to convince him he's not a God. I start my show out all the time saying peace to the gods. Each and every one of you out there is a God. Now, if that's offensive to you and you're religiously inclined, you can go to Genesis 3:22, where it says, look, the man has become as one of us. You were something called a man, and then you became something called one of us. And then you can go over to Psalms 82:6. And saying, don't bring that Judges conversation because you need to get your Strong's Concordance and look at it and see what it's saying in Hebrew and shut the fuck up with that dumb shit because you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, and then you can go to John 10:34 and see Jesus co-sign it as well. All right, where he says, it is not written in your law. The law is the Torah, the 5 books of Moses. And that's right there in Genesis 3:22, when you were a man and you became something called one of us, or one of the Elohim is what it is. which is a plural word when you add a yod and a meme onto the end of the word. Elo is singular, Elohim is plural. Eli is singular, Allah is singular, Allahumma is plural. Okay, you got words that give the plural rendition of these words, and that is what you're looking at. It shouldn't even say, and God said, let us create man in our image and after our likeness. It should be reading, and the gods said, let us create man in our image and after our likeness. And even in your Quran and all of the surahs, it says, we told you this, Muhammad. Everything is spoken in the plural, and all of you people out there, y'all explain it away because it challenges your conceptualization of what you think God is or what you think, religion should be, which you don't have any evidence because ain't none of these books that y'all reading from, y'all ain't got an original one nowhere. Your concept of God was given to you. So what I'm saying, where all this is headed, I think it's in Isaiah chapter 12 or 14, where it says, Lucifer, how thou have fallen. People are going to narrowly look upon thee and consider thee and say, is this the man to make the earth shake and the worlds to tremble? That right there is where they got the Wizard of Oz from. When you look behind the curtain and you see the wizard and you say, is this the man everybody's afraid of? When you find out the truth, you're going to laugh when you find out that the person that is controlling the world is a weak individual, is weak, all right? Doesn't have any power over you, only the power of deception and play into your fear. You see them every day on television. What do? They play to your fear. Fear, 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 and listen to it. This COVID thing exposed a lot of y'all. Y'all ain't nothing but, y'all are, if anything, you are heathens. Because you put all your faith in men and none in the creator of the balanced universe, nothing natural. You running out there taking vaccines and all this man-made chemical. You don't know what the composition of it is. When God told you, I got a remedy for everything. There's a remedy for everything. Don't let these people, there's no such thing as a disease don't have a remedy because that goes against the natural law of polarity. A thing is unbound the way it is bound.
Right.
What you can say is they don't know the cure for something because they trying to use chemicals to do it.
Right.
Ain't no such thing as something that don't have a remedy. Ain't no cure for something. There's no such thing. That don't exist in nature. Anything that goes one way can be reversed to the other way. It's called polarity.
Right.
And that's one of the 7 principles of nature, which is an immutable law. And this is why I say you're a heathen. But where I think it's going, hold on, because people say I'm glitching. Where do I think it's going? And what happened to my, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, see, sometimes it give you the blues, man.
Yeah, I do. That's all right. I'm all right.
The technical stuff, man.
All right, where do I think all this is going? I think that there is an individual out there who wants to rule the world, and the only way he can do it is by making everything artificial. So y'all got artificial intelligence, you got artificial food, you got artificial persons, it's artificial everything. In the artificial world, he can become God. That's why I'm seeing what they're doing. So the metaverse, they're creating a universe for themselves. You need to go and watch a movie called The Lawnmower Man. Y'all go watch a movie called The Lawnmower Man. They put all the information of what is coming in movies. Go and watch the movie The Lawnmower Man. I know some of y'all are young and some of y'all probably have never seen that movie, or some of you not into sci-fi, but it's a movie called The Lawnmower Man. All right, watch that movie. It's a very, very good movie. In that movie, a gentleman who's retarded, his intelligence is increased, and then he is brought into a computer. They try to trap him, and he takes over the world by going into the digital world. So go and watch that movie. It was a very, very good movie, The Lawnmower Man. Called The Lawnmower Man. Yes, that's correct. The Lawnmower Man. Very, very good movie. Watch that movie. Old school movie. That's right, Lawnmower Man. Okay. Very, very good movie.
All right, Yusuf. Well, I appreciate the time, sir, and the info. I'm trying to get things together and situate. It's just a mind thing. Once you get your mind and wrap around it and get understanding how these things are working, you can really start clicking and see very clearly what's going on.
You can be very, very clearly what's going on. Very clearly. All right, brother. I gotta go to the next call. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you for calling in.
All right, appreciate you as well.
All
Yep,
right.
you're welcome. Take care.
All right. I got a lot of people on the call. Y'all in here deep tonight. Oof. Okay. Let's go to. What we're going to do? We're gallivanting all around the United States of America, and we're going to make our next stop in Florida. 954-9327. You on the line? What's on your mind? 954-9327. Your mic's open.
Yeah, Yusef, how's it going?
Hey,
How you doing?
great. What's going on?
Amazing, man. I'm just, I have to do this. I want to thank you very much, for what you're doing. I think what you're doing is the kind of stately you can't describe. You're taking a big risk, man. I've been reading books on the CIA, the national security state my whole life. And what these people are capable of, I don't care what anybody says. They could wrap up Yusef tomorrow if they want to. And of course, the gods are protecting. The gods are protecting him, so it's going to be difficult. But they understand that there's more than one way to do it. Like, so for example, if they really wanted you, they could offer you a job. They do that sometimes, and they want to take you out. They'll say, you know what? Let me give you a job. I know you're good at what you do. They did it with Douglas Valentine when he wrote CIA as organized crime. They did it with him. Right. And his pops, it's things like that. You read the book by what's this dude's name? He wrote The Puzzle Palace about the NSA. His name was what was that dude's name? You ain't got that book in your library, do you?
Now, The Puzzle Palace.
He wrote The Puzzle Palace and Body of Secrets about the NSA. He actually sued the NSA and won. He sued that. His name was what was his name? These are good books. These are good books for people.
His name is James Bamford.
Bamford.
Yeah.
Bamford.
Okay.
Yeah, Bamford.
He got a high rating on his book too.
Okay. Yeah, he was. So these books right here, I combine with some of the books that
I'm
you
ordering
say.
it
So
right now off of Amazon. So I added it to the cart. So I'm gonna order that book.
So
check it out. Go ahead.
Yeah. So right click. Just your videos alone, I get a plethora of information from. So I ran into a form of acceptance for value. You had mentioned the UCC UCC 1-308 without prejudice, which was formerly UCC 1-207.
Right.
So I ran into UCC 3-501 and UCC 2-2072C, refusal for cause without dishonor. And I said, hold up, because the videos that you put out are so knowledgeable. So all you got to do is pause the video. When you hear the word novation, pause, write it down, look it up, put it in your thing, and then go to the next one. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 3, the Commerce Clause. Boom, pause the video. Bam, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 12. Boom. Authority, that's where they got the authority from. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 is where they got the jurisdiction from.
Right.
Boom, pause the video. And I get all my knowledge off of just them videos. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even need to take this class. So, of course, you need to take the class to learn other things because you always want to learn. So what I did was I took that and I used that for an acceptance for value. I'm going to teach everybody what I did. And another mentor of mine I brought forward, and he coined it. He coined it holding court using registered mail. His name is Harry Baldwin. This dude is a monster. He's like your equivalent, but in Ohio.
Okay.
I ran it by him, and he said, yo, this is nice. So I said, okay. I got hit with a ticket on Las Olas Boulevard, because I'm here in Fort Lauderdale, over here by Las Olas. There's a lot of old money out here. I already told you that. And I be sitting down with these freaking clowns,
CPAs, man, lawyers, doctors, yo, they have I'm just so surprised that they never even read the office. A 25-year practicing prosecutor has never read the office of persons. And he comes back to me 2 weeks later and says, Mr. Garcia, you know what? I'm really embarrassed. He said this to me. He said, I'm really embarrassed that I had never knew that.
Wow.
I'm like, yo, I'm bugging on that. So I took it. I got a ticket on Los Olas Boulevard. And what you do is this. You take anything that, as long as it's not, you can do it with a ticket. You can do it with a student loan. And what you do is you write from left to right from corner to corner. Refusal for cause without dishonor, UCC 3-501 and UCC 2-2072C. 2C is 70, 2-2072C is 72 hours. You got 72 hours to say, you know what? This is garbage, essentially, in other words. So, and then you write refusal for cause without dishonor, and any ticket, anything that they send you in the mail, anything they put on your car, parking ticket. I think it'll work with a speeding ticket. I've been trying to get with that. So do your own research, like the way I've done. Yusef.
I have. Let me tell you something. I'm not gonna lie. I've gotten out of a lot of traffic tickets by just simply, when I sign the ticket, I sign a UCC 1-308, and a lot of times ticket it just go away. And I swear to God, sometimes it shocks me. I've done it a whole bunch of times, and I don't argue with the officer, all that on the side of the road stuff. I don't do anything like that. I sign that ticket because they need your signature. That's the thing you got to ask yourself. Why do you need my signature? They need your signature. They're contracting with you. All right. And I wrote just UCC 1-. Now, one thing about it is what you should learn is your state codes. Like here in Georgia, the UCC is under Title 11. So I write OCGA, which is Official Code of Georgia Annotated 11-1-308. All right, that gives them the statutory rendition authority in their state for that particular code, because the Uniform Commercial Code is the same in all 50 states, but the way the convention is used to enumerate it is different in every state. And you have to find out. I go to justia.law, or is it law.justia? I think it's law, L-A-W. And let me see if I can show y'all law.justia.com. Yes, law.justia.com. So if you go to law, L-A-W dot justia, JUSTIA.com, you're going to find all the state laws for all 50 states. That's a good website to know, where you can just have a quick reference to all 50 states. And I guess real quick, I'll show y'all on the screen what I'm referring to once again, because this is a beginner's check. Okay, there it is. All right. So right here, this is Law Justia right here. You can see law.justia.com. So these are all the states. So here in Georgia, if I go to Georgia, and they've been updated, they code 2011 right here is the commercial code. And then I go to 11-1-308 general provisions right here. And this is one. Oops, sorry, that's not it. Let me go back. Right here, performance or acceptance under reservation of rights. Performance, so it's right here, 1-308 in Georgia is 11 so right here, Georgia code, OCGA 11-1-308. If I go to a different state, let's say we go to, I'm just going to pick something. Let's go to Alabama. And I go to Alabama. Their commercial code is Title 7. So I go to 1, general provisions, 3, and here's 308, performance. So you can see in Alabama it's 7-1-308. Same verbiage and everything, performance or acceptance under reservation of rights. So you need to familiarize yourself with your code sections in your particular state. All right. So, so you can, if you write it on the ticket, you can write it that way. All right. But it's the uniform commercial code, and uniform is the key term. It's uniform throughout all the 50 states. And I have gotten rid of tickets. I'm not going to lie. Just by simply got pulled over. I didn't argue. I just wrote UCC 1-8 and the ticket disappeared. Or it never even get entered into the system. I go and I'll be looking for it. It never gets entered. And I won't know really that nothing happened until I get pulled over again. And then the cop just, write me another ticket. No warrant, no nothing out. Just the ticket was gone. So it is effective. Don't let nobody, got attorneys out there. They do little YouTube videos talking about this bullshit. Fuck that. All right? No. That's some bullshit. You read these code sections, performance, you reserving your rights. All right. They try to make it seem like you just got to do whatever they tell you to do. And they just got ultimate authority over everything. And the thing is, they are bankrupt. And that is key, because they don't have no authority to do anything because they are debtors. Now, a lot of them don't understand that, especially the attorneys and the people operating in the system. They don't understand what that means. All right. They status, vice versa, between them and a private American citizen of the several states. Pay attention, I said private American citizen of the several states and not a U.S. citizen. They used to dealing with U.S. citizens. All right, y'all. My online session has ended for my call-ins. I apologize. I know we were calling in and everything, but looks like that is ran out. The time ran out on it, so I'm not able, just for the day, so not able to take any more phone calls. It's kind of shocking. Get back over here. Where was I at? Live right here. Okay. So I guess that's my cue. I'm in an hour and a half. Let's see what we got in the chat real quick. North Carolina trooper hand you the ticket and your stuff back, no signature required. Yeah, a lot of them are doing that. A lot of them, I've had that happen too. They don't put no signature on it, which is really strange to me. I think you need to read something in your code section when you got your driver's license, because I think that's the contractual thing. I haven't checked it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's something in your application for your driver's license that allows them to do that. But I've done it in Georgia, Louisiana, but both of those are really the only two states I've gotten tickets, and it's worked every time for me. UCC runs everything, and it does. Let's say, damn, I've been waiting on calls. Good. Just kick me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kick you off. That wasn't my intention. I will come on again tomorrow. Okay, we'll do it again tomorrow. Y'all just be wanting me to stay on forever. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Forever. I can't do it just forever. But we will definitely come back in. Let's say when you don't have to sign the ticket, it's a bit harder. It is a bit harder. You gotta do some sort of administrative process with them at that point. But Jay White, you say I'm lying? All right, Jay White. I mean, please don't come to my channel anymore for saying I'm lying, because I don't lie. So get the fuck off my channel and stop insulting me. Matter of fact, let me kick your bitch ass out, because I know you just be doing shit like to just, just say, I don't like disrespectful people. I especially don't like people call me a liar. All right, I don't have to lie about anything. I'm not lying about it. I don't have to do this stuff to try to sell something to people or something. I could do, just, like, what is that thing they do when they come in and, have people come in and say, yeah, this worked for me and all of that. I don't do none of that stuff, man. I don't do that stuff, man. I'm just here putting out information and telling the truth. That's it. That's it. And I'm telling people to do their own research. The problem y'all got is when people do their own research and go out and try stuff for themselves and find out the truth. That's the problem all you agents are going to have. Like when they come into court and ask you, all that shit y'all be saying that this is ridiculous and on the internet and people's lying. When people find out for themselves, they go out and do it for themselves and they find out the truth. Anyway, you're welcome. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I will see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to try to do an earlier show tomorrow. The reason I've been having a problem with class, I got my daughter with me. You know, my daughter, and I'm giving her a lot of time and attention. What can I say? That kind of like, I got my daughter with me. I kind of like put a lot of other stuff on the back burner because, she needs my time. She needs my attention. And it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But that's not an excuse, but that's my daughter. And and so that's why you probably haven't seen me around or anything like that. If late, I promise I'm going to get back on the channel and we're going to get to it. We're going to have call-ins. Y'all call in. Got my equipment. I bought me some new equipment so you don't see the screen freezing and all that shit no more. And we're going to have some good classes here at HFRN. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'd also appreciate the donation. Donations is, Yusef L, Yusef L 19 at, $ Yusef L 19. That's my Cash App. Hit me on the Cash App. Or you go to paypal.me/Yusef L and hit me on there. All right. Appreciate any donations. If you like the class tonight, give a little. You have to give in order to receive. I appreciate it. Peace to all the gods and goddesses. I will see y'all on